Are you tired of spending a small fortune on weed killers that promise the world but can't seem to get the job done? What if I told you there was a $10 solution that you could get at the local store that claims to knock out over 470 different types of weeds? Today, we're going to be putting this budget-friendly Spectracide weed killer up against a couple of the most popular products that we see to take out weeds down here in the South. We're going to break down what each product covers, how to apply them, and most importantly, put them up head-to-head to see if this $10 product can work for you. So stick around because the results might just shock you and allow you to save hundreds of dollars on your lawn care routine. But first, let's look at each of these weed killers and see what makes them unique. This Spectracide product kills a broad spectrum of weeds, but it specifically calls out crabgrass, which is like public enemy number one, right? But it seems like it's gonna kill every single weed known to man. I guess it's like the atom bomb of weed killers. Or is it? We'll find out. But it should be able to get those broadleaf weeds like dandelions and clover. It's also saying here that we'll cover grassy weeds too, like nutsedge. The manufacturer though makes a bold claim, and it says that you'll be able to see results within 5 hours of spraying. Yeah, we'll see about that one. But one of the biggest advantages of this budget-friendly option is it's safe for both warm and cool season grasses. So no matter what type of grass you've got, this product should be able to handle those weeds without harming your lawn. Of course, when you use it as directed. A single bottle will treat up to 5,000 square feet, which suggests that it would cover most residential properties. As a homeowner on a budget, I know that it can be tempting to go out and buy those cheaper weed control products. You want to make sure that you're getting something affordable, but you're not wasting your money on a crappy product. You want to make sure that whatever you're buying is good value, and sometimes you end up buying something that doesn't really handle the job. So that's why we're going to test this out today against the reigning champion of weed killers down here in the South. This product that I have right here is called Celsius, and it kills over 120 different types of weeds, and it comes in this small bottle with tiny granulars that when you mix it with water, you can apply the product afterwards. After spraying Celsius, we should start to see a little bit of the weeds start to die off within hours. The weeds will start to discolor. Won't take them out completely. We won't really see that until at least 1 or 2 weeks. But the nice thing about Celsius is it doesn't have a heat limit. A lot of other weed killers that are out there on the market, they shouldn't be used when it's above 90 degrees. What's cool about Celsius is you can also buy these single-use packets for about $20. You can give that a try before buying the full bottle, and that's what I'd recommend if you're just starting out. I've done this before. Last fall, I had a terrible outbreak of chamber bitter. It's a really vicious broadleaf weed down here in the South, and Celsius absolutely smoked those weeds. It was incredible how well it worked. So if you want to buy this full 10-ounce bottle of Celsius, it's going to run you about $150. Now hold on a second, hear me out, I get it. That's expensive. That's a big upfront cost for just a 10-ounce bottle. But the thing is, that will last for years if you store it properly. It's going to cover up to 2 acres in total. So doing the math here, 1 bottle of Celsius should get you about 88 applications if you're going to be covering 1,000 square feet per application at the highest rate, which is 0.113 ounces. When it comes down to it, the cost per application would be about $1.69. That's pretty cheap. So while the upfront cost seems to be really high, Celsius is going to keep it really cheap in the long run. Now, Celsius is a very popular choice for taking out broadleaf weeds down here in the South. But the thing is, it doesn't really target those grassy weeds that we might also find in our yard. And so that's why you got to pair it up with something else. So oftentimes you see another product called Certainty that's paired up with Celsius, and it's considered one of the best weed killer combos that we have for warm season lawns. And really, they're the two undisputed champions. Celsius kills those broadleaf weeds while Certainty takes care of those grassy weeds or those sedges. And there are a lot of videos out there that are touting the effectiveness of this combo. So there's really just no doubt in my mind how well of a job that those two would do. And so that's why the premium combo here comes with a price tag. So buying both of these bottles of Certainty and Celsius is going to run us about $280. So that's a lot. If I were to choose between both of these products, I would choose Celsius all day long because it's got more coverage against different weeds and it doesn't have any heat restrictions. So you can apply it and have that confidence that you're going to be able to take care of those weeds but not burn your grass in the process. Personally, I think Certainty is a bit overpriced for what it is because you can get other products that are a lot cheaper that do just as good of a job for less. There's another product called Dismiss that if I had it today, I'd probably be applying it with Celsius. Dismiss is another pro grade product and it comes highly recommended on all the lawn forums that I've seen. And so if you're looking for a fully pro-grade option to replace Certainty, make it a little cheaper, this would be it. Anyway, I just don't have any Dismiss on hand today, so that's something maybe for another day. So for our purposes today, I wanted to do a little test of my own to see if we could pair something different with Celsius and not have to use Certainty. So I'm gonna actually be using Image, and I've used it before. That way Celsius is gonna cover all those broadleaf weeds, but Image is gonna cover all those grassy weeds. But it's a cost-effective option for about $20 to $25 in this bottle right here of concentrate. And so you can get that at just about any local store. One thing about Image is it may work a little more slowly, and it's not because of the product, it's actually because of the weeds themselves. Grassy weeds are a lot harder to take out because of their growth structure, and those grassy weeds have extensive root systems, and so that's why it's harder to eliminate those grassy weeds themselves. Image must be absorbed into the plant and transported down to the roots to disrupt any of the weed's growth processes. So again, that just takes a lot longer to fully kill that grassy weed as opposed to other types of weeds. So we should see these grassy weeds start to turn yellow after about a week or two, and a complete kill within 3 to 4 weeks. Once again, just a reminder, do not use this combo on cool season grasses, but make sure you cool season guys stick around, because you're gonna wanna see the results of this Spectracide product, because you just might have a product that's gonna work great for you too. Now, for full transparency, this is not a sponsored video, but I've used both Celsius and Image in the past, and I've had good results with them separately. So I'm pretty sure that this is gonna be a successful test of knocking out those weeds with both of these products. But I'm really interested to see if this Spectracide product is going to work as advertised. But before we get to the results, I wanna talk about the application process. There's a couple different ways that you can apply this Spectracide weed killer. You've got the concentrated bottle that you can mix up right here. You'd have to mix it up in a pump sprayer, and there's also an easy mode option right here where you can just go get the hosed in sprayer. It's great for an absolute beginner, but if you get that hosed in sprayer, the application rate is very easy. There's no pre-mixing that you have to do. You just attach the hosed in sprayer to a water hose and you start spraying the area. And actually, when you're applying this, you want to start away from the hose and start working your way backwards towards where your hose is running from. That way you're not going to be walking over the treated areas. Any unused product that you've got, you can put it back on the shelf, use it for later. It's very convenient, and it's going to get even coverage without any hassle, no pre-mixing, no filling up a pump sprayer, none of that. But for using the concentrate product, it's really not that difficult either. As long as you got a pump sprayer, you just get the mix, know what the application rates are, and if you've got less than 2,000 square feet, the concentrate is very straightforward to mix it. All you have to do is add 2.67 fluid ounces per 1 gallon of water, get the sprayer out, and you get the job done efficiently. For mixing Celsius and Image, we're gonna need to measure a tiny amount of Celsius first. We only need 0.113 ounces of Celsius, and we're gonna add that to a 1 gallon tank. If you've got that 10-ounce bottle, it actually comes with a lid that's a measuring cup, so that's pretty handy. You definitely wanna keep that around. You're gonna drop those granules down in the tank, and then you're gonna fill the rest of it up with water. Make sure you mix it well. But for the Image, we need about 2.5 ounces to add to that gallon of water. I didn't use surfactant in this mixture because I wanted to make sure that this was a fair fight between the two products. Now I'm gonna check back at the 8-hour mark to see if these bold claims hold up. I really have my doubts that we're going to be able to see anything soon. The real test is gonna be at least after the 24-hour mark, probably not until a week later. That's when we really should be able to tell if these products are working or not. But I'm gonna keep monitoring. After I applied these products to the test area, I went ahead and I spot sprayed the rest of my yard. I had a few weeds anyway that were popping up, and I wanted to make sure I took them out while I had this mixed up. I didn't want any of that product to go to waste. So I found a little bit of nutsedge that was popping up on my yard. There were a couple broadleaf weeds that I'm not really sure of. I'd have to go and do some research to see what they were, but it looks like it might have been a little bit of ragweed that was trying to poke through. So I'm gonna try to take them out with that Celsius and Image mixture that I've still got left in the tank. This is untreated. That's treated with the Spectracide. I see no change. And I see no change with the Celsius image combo. See, that looks a little yellow, but it doesn't look any different here with the Spectracide versus this spot over here. It's untreated. All right, we're at day 7, and here's the untreated area. Here's the area treated with Spectracide. And now here's the area that's treated with Celsius and Image. From a distance, they look like they've done about the same, but let me show you up close. This is Spectracide, and it did not do really well against all the broadleaf weeds. It doesn't look like it did anything at all really to some of these. This looks like it's Dallas grass. It's very healthy. And whatever this is, looks like it's been untouched. But what was really impressive is how it did against POA. Look at that. It's turning that all yellow. Here's some over here. That's doing really well. So that's pretty impressive. Otherwise, I don't think it did all that good. So this is Dallas grass. It looks like it did really well. It's already starting to turn brown down there in the middle. This is clover. Did really good there. It did not do well. That image did not do well against POA. Here's some POA. Looks like we got some crabgrass here. It's already turning purple, so it did well there too. I'm not sure what this is, but it is curling it up, so it did well on that. Let's look at one more thing. Pretty sure this is some Dallas grass. It's already turning yellow. And whatever that leafy thing is too, it's starting to die. Okay, it's been about 7 days since we put these products down. We let them sit for about a week, and that Spectracide weed killer really just hasn't done a whole lot. I kind of expected more out of both of these products than what we saw out of the results from this week. But I can tell that the Celsius product did a pretty good job against those broadleaf weeds, but it really doesn't look like the weeds over there on the other side, or you put the Spectracide product down, that it did a whole lot at all to those same types of weeds. What really impressed me is that the Spectracide product did a really good job against POA. It didn't do a whole lot against the crabgrass. It's really difficult to take out. All the POA over here turned yellow, if not brown, but it really did a good job against POA in a short amount of time. 7 days is a really tight window to see results, so you might be disappointed at first because it didn't look like either product really just laid waste to these weeds within that amount of time. A lot of these weed killers will continue to work for weeks after they've been applied, so just be patient. We all know the saying that you don't take a knife to a gunfight, and I feel like this Spectracide product is more like a knife. Now, I'm not suggesting that you can't do some damage with this, but it's not the best weapon at your disposal, and you want the best weapon at your disposal. So if you give this product a try, you're most likely going to have to do multiple applications. It's just not potent enough to have it all take out the weeds in one go. If you're struggling with lawn care right now and you've got a lot of weeds, I just want you to stay diligent with your lawn care routine. Proper timing, putting down your pre-emergents at the right time, mowing regularly, that's going to help a lot with weed prevention. And if you're new to lawn care, you're unsure where to start, subscribe to my channel. You could also sign up for my newsletter. Both are completely free. It costs $0. Links are going to be in the description below, but that will provide you with exactly the products that you need and when you need to put them down. It takes all the guesswork out of it. My main takeaway here is that cheap one-size-fits-all weed killers often make big promises, but they often fall short. And while it's very tempting to go out and buy one of those, that Spectracide product might do the job, but I think it's actually going to end up giving you more frustration than what it's worth. And so you should really treat those products specifically, tailor your attack to those specific weeds. But until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.